The General Assembly in October passed a non-binding resolution calling for an immediate, durable and sustained humanitarian truce leading to a cessation of hostilities that garnered 121 votes in favour, 14 against with 44 abstentions. The situation in Gaza has deteriorated measurably since. Now, according to Gaza's health ministry, over 18,000 dead with almost 50,000 wounded, while 85% of the population is displaced. The World Food Programme this week warned that half the population was starving. The move to the General Assembly coming at the behest of the UN Arab Group and the Organization for Islamic Cooperation.
Our effort is to bring an immediate ceasefire, call it a humanitarian ceasefire as the SG calls it, is okay. And in our resolution, the one in the Security Council which was defeated, and the one that is before the General Assembly for voting on it this afternoon, it also refers to the letter of the SG invoking Article 99, in which he asked, among other things, for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. There is almost a global consensus on that call. Some of us were able to see even a demonstration in front of the US mission with a huge sign calling for a ceasefire now. So this is where we are.
Similar to the vetoed Security Council text, the General Assembly draft demands an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, reiterating demands for parties to comply with their international law obligations, and demands the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, with the GA expected to vote first and debate thereafter.
The voting on the draft resolution will start at the beginning because we anticipate that there will be a long list of speakers. The subject is urgent. The fact that we are meeting on Tuesday after the veto on Friday, it indicates that the situation is dire and we need action, and we need it as quickly as possible. So therefore, we are not going to have a long debate and then vote at the end, which is customary. But now we are going to vote on the draft resolution at the beginning, and then to continue with the debate.
The United States is expected to introduce an amendment seeking to unequivocally reject and condemn the heinous terrorist attacks by Hamas on October 7th, which will be voted on ahead of the full consideration of the actual draft. This was the US envoy after Friday's veto in the Council.
As long as Hamas clings to its ideology of destruction, any ceasefire is at best temporary and is certainly not peace. And any ceasefire that leaves Hamas in control of Gaza would deny Palestinian civilians the chance to build something better for themselves. For that reason, although the United States strongly supports a durable peace in which both Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace and security, we do not support this resolution's call for an unsustainable ceasefire that will only plant the seeds for the next war.
Works and Relief Agency for Palestinian Refugees wrote to the President of the General Assembly last week, calling the situation in Gaza untenable. Azarini further indicated that conditions in the enclave were appalling. Shelters shockingly overcrowded with high risks of epidemic illness, while some 700 people were using one toilet. Highlighting the need to prevent an irreversible disaster, he again called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, the enforcement of international law, while speaking to the need to protect the prospects of a political solution that was vital for peace, security, and the rights of Palestinians and Israelis in the region. Sherwin, Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.